Alrighty. It is very late or very early, depending on how you look at it. Um, so I'm hoping that my voice is not too soft. I'm purposefully dragging out my syllables right now so that they don't get, swallowed up by the broadcast. You know how, it can just get a little choppy. So, I'm just making sure that my words can be understood. I noticed when I'm listening to some playback that sometimes, yeah, it gets so choppy that you can't understand, like a cell phone with a bad signal. But I also noticed that sometimes um, I just won't speak with while giving consideration to the limitations with the sound here in this particular format. I think, yeah, it's just because it's live streaming and the sound's just not as good as a recording. So it's fine. I'm going to work with it because I really want to finish the rest of this mess. Now, hold on. I got to close the hallway door because I don't want to wake my people who are resting. I am not because I'm on the club schedule this week, really. So I'm in reverse. I'll be sleeping during the day. Sometimes, I have trouble sleeping at night. Oh God, I'm not let me not close it all the way, or the cat will get all upset and think that he's cut off from half of the place, and he'll start scratching at the door. Okay, so I pulled it up. All right. So anyway, yeah, I have trouble sleeping at night when, like, if I do a club engagement, it'll take me a couple of days if I've been out somewhere until 2 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes 4 and 5 o'clock in the morning if I'm out with my songwriting partner Peter, my wonderful multi-instrumental film score genius. He'll be the last person leaving the club. He is the last person leaving. He's got everybody's phone number on the way out. He knows everybody in the San Fernando Valley, and that man has me out until morning, and then we're out. We're getting pancakes. I'm like, oh Lord, I love my Peter, but I love my house more. Anyway, yeah, he's a wonderful person. Now, all of the recordings, most of the recordings that you hear me on, are either something that me and Peter were messing around with at his studio, or something that we actually did for a project or for a show, where we were like learning a song and preparing to play it live. And so we just decided to record ourselves so we could hear how we do with it and make improvements and stuff like that. So yeah, you actually do hear a lot of raw recordings, they don't really completely, professional and whatnot. I don't mind that because that's what kind of artist I am. So anyway, that's just irrelevant when it comes to the subject of this shit right here. And here I go, I'm already talking too fast. I think it's okay once I close the door for me to get a little louder. I'm going to take one ear off the one side of the headphone off my ear a little bit so I'm controlling my volume. And I'm going to try to pay attention to that little thing on the screen, the little green bar across the bottom that gives me the sound, to make sure that my levels are up, because I can see, yeah, like right about there I am. Levels are up, we're good. If I get quieter like this, you can't hear me. Right. See, couldn't hear me. Or maybe you could, but barely, right? Okay, so getting back into the last 7 minutes of this whiny ass nonsensical attempt by a Quiney, the cousin of illogic and uncommon stupidity. Oh Lord. And let me just point out again that, and I know it's just so hard for some idiots to believe, because they think that I spent 6 years on YouTube without anybody in this shit pit knowing about me, because I was just waiting to start some shit. They can't understand that I'm just responding to people who have spoken to me. Okay, so um I'm a little tired, but not totally. I'm probably gonna be up until it's time to get the babe off, and then I'll sleep a little bit in the afternoon. Maybe. Actually, I'll sleep after she comes home because I don't feel comfortable being out of it, sleeping or, not with my body upright when Junior is away from me doing her schooling. I like to be alert when school is in session. So I will be able to power through it. Anybody who has had a baby knows you will find that you can run on the littlest amount of sleep. It wasn't until having my babe that I realized, yeah, really, just how long I could go without sleep. Yeah, I never really was a girl who was wild enough to try to test that shit in my 20s, but I had some friends who did, up 2 and 3 days and shit on some shit. No, thank you. Um, I like it when I can go to sleep at some point within a 24-hour period. Anything that takes me out of that, I do not like. Okay, so let's see. Yes, Mr. Blah 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 at 25 minutes and 10 seconds, and you know that I'm not doing like the YouTube share, because I don't know, I'm just too lazy to get into it at the moment, I guess. So I'm not doing like the share of the YouTube screen. I'm just going to repeat to you what he is saying instead of you hearing what he's saying. I guess another reason why I kind of refrain from playing the video outright is because I don't want to open myself up to being flagged by idiots. And to, to Aquine's credit, he's a whiner and he's, a hypocrite and an insufferable dickhead, but he is not a false flagget. He is not a fucking stalker. Yeah, he's just, some dude who sticks his nose in business where it doesn't belong and then gets upset when people, when somebody pokes at his nose wherever he's been sticking it. Okay, so 25 minutes, 10 seconds, and the man has to say this. Wait. Hold on. Sorry, I had to go back because I didn't have it turned up and I couldn't. Oh, okay, Troy Ingram. It's so funny to me. Okay, he said Troy Enneagram. He saw Ingram, and to him it's spelled Enneagram. Troy Enneagram. Lord bless him. Okay, and he was suggesting, now I remember, we left off where he was suggesting that I was supposed to be Troy Ingram's mother. See, first he suggests that, I'm this nosy bitch and I'm sticking my nose in people's business. Then he says that, I should have responded to a retroactive bit of beef between him and Styles. If I was going to respond to the present day beef, I was supposed to look back 4 months at the beef too. And now this lady who is, sticking her nose where it doesn't belong was supposed to tell Troy Ingram that he should not pick on Turtleface when I don't care who picks on Turtleface. I think I've made that abundantly clear, that when it comes to Turtleface, there is no compassion. I don't have a single compassionate bone in my body for Turtleface. I don't know. Maybe there's one little bone in my toe, right? Maybe there's one little bone in my pinky toe, okay, that has compassion, for his sickness, that has compassion for the fact that he was ill-raised and not taught to appreciate his physical attributes. He was not taught to appreciate his color. And he became, this hideous individual, regardless of his color. And I feel, yes, that little shred of sympathy for the fact that, nobody taught you that you don't have to hate your own color or your own skin just because somebody is trying to teach you that you should. Like you didn't get the good counter message to that. He just didn't get it, And I mean, to touch on that really briefly, there are all kinds of messages being touted about by this American media of ours. I'm looking at my television right now, okay? And I'm seeing people rolling down the street in their new Camry, Toyota, let's go places. Okay, we're moving on to another commercial. It's a Progressive insurance commercial. Okay, Flo on the Progressive insurance commercials, right? Is she a quote unquote hottie? Nah? To some guys, maybe she is. Like, I used to work temp for the Big Comfy Couch. I don't know if anybody has any kids who is or have ever seen that show. There's, I think her name is Lulu the Clown or something on the Big Comfy Couch, and she had like this clock rug, and she would do the clock stretch where she would do like, go 1, 2, 3, 4 with one leg like all the way around the clock. She was like, just a clown, an actual, a straight up real, definition clown with this morning show. I think there was a little doll, like a little puppet doll that like acted like it was alive too, and that was like a thing that was sold. I think that dolls of her were sold and dolls with the doll, and I think there's like some little dust bunnies or something, like they made little characters that were like underneath the couch. So anyway, I worked for Big Comfy Couch. Temp. I was working for a temp agency actually, and they sent me to do some data entry for Big Comfy Couch, and they, it was fan mail for Lunette. I think it's Lunette the Clown, not Lulu. Lunette the Clown. Fan mail for Lunette the Clown, and people entering this contest. So I was entering people's names and addresses and phone numbers. Really, it was really about getting people's information. It was about, oh, you contest and you win this from Lunette, or you win a trip with her, you blah blah blah. It's about collecting people's information. The marketing machine was after folk information, so they're using their kids, to get it. So I was, entering people's information, and I'd see fan mail, coming with some of the entries. Sometimes people just send, a slip of paper that had their information on it with the entry. Some people would send letters to this clown. Some people really, really liked this clown. Sent to a children's show, right? So yeah, there are some people who like what they like, and I'm not saying that Flo looks like a clown, but the way they design that character, it's supposed to be a gimmicky character, like the lady who did the Palmolive, who you're mad, your hands, you're soaking in it, the manicures, or the Palmolive lady, or the Pine Sol lady, or Billy Mays. It's supposed to be like, kind of an exaggerated character, right? So, Flo is this exaggerated character. Is she a hottie? Well, why isn't she a hottie? Why isn't she like a commonplace hottie? Well, because when we look up hottie in the dictionary, you're supposed to look like this and be like this, or what about a man, who look, does he look good? I'm looking at this show right now. It's called The Kroll Show, okay? Comedy Central. I've been watching Key and Peele. And there are two guys being interviewed by this Kroll guy, okay? Is this Kroll guy a hottie? He's got like, okay, the camera's on the guest right now. The guest is this actor who is very funny, who's been in a couple of things I've seen. Okay, yeah, this Kroll guy, okay? So, he's got this big 5 head. His hair looks like, a boy band, like Please Quit It. Oh, we're back on the guest again. I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, I'm looking at this guy. Okay, like, yeah, he's got like, just he's got like a good face shape, right? However, the arrangement of his features on his face can be considered unfortunate. You could say that, look, at his teeth are too big, his forehead too big. I have a thing about people with, eyes that are like too far apart and shit. And his aren't too far apart, but this guy's is, the guest, okay? He's definitely odd looking. Who is this? John Mulaney? Is that his name? Okay, look up John Mulaney. He's a funny looking fucking dude, okay? Is he, the quote unquote hottie? Is he, for lack of a better image, Fabio? Because Fabio, to me, I'm not attracted to Fabio, but Fabio is on the cover of a lot of romance novels, right? And this other lady too, she's on the cover of a lot of romance novels. Why? Because they're supposed to be these, typically attractive people. Does everybody look like them? No, everybody does not. Our advertising machine thrives on your insecurities. And if you have insecurities about your skin, your weight, your height, your income, your style of dress, your kids, your friends, your neighbors, the neighborhood you live in, your house and what it looks like. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the marketing machine will exploit every single fucking insecurity that you have, So Nobody taught Turtlefuck to not listen to those messages. And there is a little bit of compassion in one bone, in one of my toes, on one of my feet, for the fact that this man was, damaged in that manner. However, he's been an adult for too long to not have learned that you do not react to the fact that you're upset about your upbringing by, slandering the universe and attacking people's kids, and then acting like you didn't do it, and then acting like people are assholes for coming after you for what you started. Okay. So moving right along with this guy talking about how I was supposed to be this kid's mommy, this lady who sticks her nose into business where it doesn't belong. I was supposed to stick my nose into the conflict between Troy Ingram, not Enneagram, and Turtleface. I was supposed to say something to him as a mature, as an old lady. I was supposed to go, hey, now, Troy, I don't want you to pick on Turtleface. I don't want you to, ooh, you know what? I feel like am I channeling Grandma Cutthroat for a second? Where's Grandma Cutthroat? I guess she got some people who miss her. We miss Grandma. Anyway, yes. Am I supposed to be like, yeah, Troy, now you can't go picking on Turtleface now, because that wouldn't be the right thing to do. Fuck you, dude. Like, you're just mad because I picked on Turtleface because you like Turtleface. That's it. When it comes to other people having their arguments and picking on other people, we can see that you're lol over here and good video over there and haha, when it comes to somebody that you don't like being discussed in a video. But somebody that you do like being discussed in a video negatively is such a problem for you. Okay, well, like I said, problem for you. Okay, so let's see. I'll play it. Talking about Tommy. And I caught wind of a comment that you posted on his video. And instead of you actually trying to diffuse that young boy from what he was doing, don't get involved with this, don't get caught up with this. What you would do is you would encourage this young boy to continue putting himself in grown folks' business. Okay, hold on now. Let's stop right there. He is posting a YouTube video yelling and screaming about black women, grown folks' business, right? Because I'm pretty sure that, YouTube, even though you can like put up a verbal age restriction, that's really just a warning. That's really just a recommendation. That's really just something that says, hey, I have something going on here that you might think is inappropriate for children. But there's nothing on the other end to keep a child from clicking on that video. What the fuck makes you think that there's like some line drawn that is like that children will not cross? If there is a young man who likes to study the subject of political or socioeconomic discussions, and taking like a race-based angle. If he's a young man who has what if he's studying, what if he has a Black History Studies, he has a group, he has a class, and he is, typing in, Black women, Black men, Black history, Black relationships, whatever. And Turtlefuck's shit comes up and he watches it, who's to stop that process? You? Huh? It's really funny. You insist that, Turtlefuck is this sort of like harmless creature, but then I'm supposed to shoo children away from him. And I'm supposed to get my husband to defend me and my child from him. He's not that bad of a guy. And I am spending too much time talking about him and going after him. Isn't that interesting? It's a good thing I'm tired. No, I don't have like as much, energy at this point in the day to argue, you know what I mean? So I won't be repeating myself so much, which is great because this guy's been, making the same stale argument over and over again. His argument is pretty much, Jeannie, I want you to do what I want you to do. And because you didn't do what I want you to do, that means that I get to call you a savage beast. That's the gist of this video. I'm tired of these guys like suggesting that they're on, sitting on the fucking high horse on some moral high ground, and they get to look down at me when they're these contradictory assholes who can barely fucking talk. They want to give me parenting advice. They don't have any children. They want to talk about my marriage and they don't have one. They want to talk about my husband and he never discusses or addresses or looks in their fucking general direction. But they all want to insist that, he's so fucking concerned about them and I'm so fucking concerned about what he thinks of them. This shit right here is ridiculous. Now, I know, Aquini was saying like, I never discussed your husband, never brought him up, don't care if he's white, but, while we're at it, he's a punk and he's a sissy and he's supposed to protect you from this fucking guy who's harmless. And why are you bothering him anyway? You've been bothering this man, Come on now. And over again, and his wife, and he comes home, and the mother of his children is on YouTube. And not only that, but she starts talking to other YouTubers. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? What the hell makes you think that married women don't use YouTube? Or that married women do not interact with people on Facebook or Twitter or social media? What makes you think that a married woman is not allowed to make a comment in a debate? And what makes you think that a married woman is supposed to be a weakling who does not know how to defend herself without her husband coming up and fighting her battles for her? I don't know what makes you think all that. Maybe you're sitting in the house by yourself all the goddamn time. Okay, let's go. Young boy has his entire life ahead of him to focus on, but you, just to have anybody on your side, you would encourage this shit. See, that's what I'm talking. Dude, let's take a pause and talk about some realistic shit here. Your Lord Turtleface runs around stalking and slandering people and false flagging them. When I go to inform people of the fact that he is that type of person, it is so that they can protect their channels. It is not so that they can be my motherfucking friend. I do not come to YouTube for friends. I live in Los Angeles County, where there are plenty of people of all kinds of colors and shapes and sizes for me to fucking hang out with if I need a hug. So I'm not coming to YouTube to try to get people on my side. If I needed people to be on my side when it came to Turtleface, then I would go onto Facebook where the people that I know in real life who use social media are to be found. And I would send a message to all of their inboxes telling them, can you please help me with this? I need somebody on my side with this. See, you're not making no goddamn sense. You just said that my husband is supposed to stand up and do all this defending and stuff, right? But then you just said that I'm trying to get a whole bunch of other people on my side. If I were the type of person to find it to be so important to get people on my side, don't you think that I might, turn to this guy here or to the people around me and get them, to come on these videos and, respond to you and the bullshit that you're saying? No. When I am discussed, I can respond to what is being said about me. When I discuss what is being said about my daughter with her, and if she feels the need to say anything, she's allowed. If I need my husband to say anything, I will ask him to please do me a favor and, act like this shit is important for me, because I know it isn't. It's barely important to me. I know it's not important to you. It's not important to the kid. You act like we are not allowed to do what we choose to do when you turn around and do the same thing. You stick your nose where it doesn't belong. You talk your shit, and you encourage other people who are, of the same opinion as you to continue to do what they're doing. But you are now telling me that I am not supposed to do that. I'm supposed to do what you recommend. And what you recommend is that I'm supposed to make sure that young people who notice that Turtleface is an asshole do not confront him. Well, You know what I have to say to that? I'm holding up a finger. Guess which one it is. Okay, let's continue. Man, I thought I didn't have any energy, but you're waking me up, Aquinas. Okay, 2539. Let's go. Here's what you've done. You know it. I know it. Anybody who's seen that comment knows this. This is why nobody watch you. This is why nobody support you. This is why very few people, only stupid ass people back you up. Okay, so earlier in this thing, he was saying, oh, these women who support you, and they come to me saying this, and they say a whole bunch of stupid ass shit, and why do people support you? And now it's nobody listens to me. Nobody supports me. Nobody wants to hear what I have to say. And you know what's so fucking interesting? This lady that nobody likes, nobody listens to, nobody wants to know what you have to say. Nobody cares what I have to say. Why is it that this lady has lost more channels than she can count behind this turtle shit pit? Obviously, somebody is listening to what I have to say. And obviously, the things that I say have some kind of impact, don't they? So to the point where you're like, how dare you fucking say those things? You were supposed to guide this man, this young man this way. If nobody listens to me, why do you give a fuck about what I have to say to anyone? If no one listens to me, then why do you have such a huge problem with me? You just said, whenever people want to squash the beef, there you go, trying to get people on your side and try to get people to blah, 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 and try to get people to blah, blah. You're listening to me, bitch. You're listening, right? If other people are being affected by what I have to say, then that means they're listening, right? Okay, but nobody's listening to me because y'all, this is what I'm talking about. I am not that slow when it comes to language. However, I am not a language snob. Well, I'm a bit of a grammar snob, I guess. I will correct grammar, but it is in the interest of helping. It's in the interest of teaching. It's in the interest of letting someone know that, you plus R equals your, not your. And then they can go forward with that. They ain't got to fucking, show me their papers every time they write your for the rest of their lives. And they don't have to say, hey, you know what? I never paid attention to that until this lady showed me. They don't have to do that. I don't need that, Yes, so in the interest of letting people know, look, this asshole will flag your channel. He will take you down. He is this kind of person. He will, attack his critics. Letting people know that instead of telling them, hey, young man, you have your whole life ahead of you and don't, if I choose to do that, it's definitely coming from a good place in me. It's coming from a place in me that doesn't want to see other people lose several channels because they choose to speak their mind when it comes to being slandered and attacked and threatened and false flagged by this fucking idiot. I mean, you have nothing, I repeat, nothing to say, nothing negative to say about Turtleface false flagging people, slandering people, picking on people's kids, picking women he doesn't know, picking on women that he does know, picking on people who are on YouTube, picking on people in the news. You don't have any problem with anything he has to say ever. I've never seen you bitch or moan or whine or complain about anything that man says or does, because you enjoy the way he disrespects Black women by and large. You like that. That turns you on. Remember how giggly you were when he came to visit you? Remember when he came and he put on his fresh salmon shirt for you and y'all sat there and giggled and sniggled over people on YouTube? Because y'all grown folks taking care of grown folks' business, huh? Man, dude, anyway, okay. The tired seeping back in. Yeah, I'm getting, up and down with you, man. You make somebody excited enough to want to, crack that peanut shell for you, and then you just wear them out. You just wear them the fuck out. I think I alluded to that a couple of videos ago. You will wear somebody out with how contradictory and stupid and slow you are because they have to explain simple shit to you. Okay, all right. Backseat, slow, short bus. Let's go. That's simple. He says, this is another reason why you run around and you encourage your daughter to continue doing what she's doing along with your monkey ass. You're a savage, a diabolical two-legged freak. That's what you are, running around on the face of the planet, wreaking havoc on everything that you goddamn touch. And here's what's crazy, because all of these people who had the problem with Tommy Sotomayor, the Advice Show had a problem with Psycho Mayor. And I seen you leave a comment. And you told this young boy, Oh, he said, young man, you have your whole life ahead of you. Don't get caught up with this. And what I'm talking about is that man had enough sense to tell his child, don't engage in this bullshit. Okay? And if that's not bad enough, I'm going to talk about one other thing that was on your Crispy Blue account. I've never seen about this, but I've observed it. Okay, hold on. Now let's hold right there. Okay, so you just said, oh yes, my daughter, blah, 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 with my monkey ass. You love to call people monkeys. Let's see, blah, 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 daughter, monkey ass, encouraging your daughter to run around, keep doing this shit. You know, can you tell me what my daughter did today or yesterday or last week or the week before that? Do you know what her favorite color is? Do you know what her favorite cartoon characters are? Do you know anything about her besides the fact that she is my daughter and you don't like me, and therefore that, gives you some twisted right to talk shit about her in your head, just like your Lord Turtleface? I'm going to remind you again, you fucking dunce cap, okay? You came up to me and accused me based on a lie, an L-I-E, a lie, okay? Something that you believe to be true that was not true, okay? And you continue to, shape your opinion of me based on things that you believe to be true that are not true. But you know what? A fella like you really doesn't need to see a woman doing anything wrong to not like her, because you like to make sweeping generalizations about them, don't you? Let's see. I'm a monkey, diabolical monkey savage, huh? Spiteful, vindictive, manipulative women. Why is the vast majority of black women single? I'm not. Spiteful, and I haven't, ever since I was of dating age, I didn't spend too many, single months. I never had a problem attracting a man. Spiteful, vindictive, manipulative women, but you have trouble attracting women, don't you? You think that might have something to do with the fact that you're not very good company? You think? Yeah? No? No. It has to do with them. Why I hold black women in the black churches accountable for the emasculation of black men. Okay, the emasculation of black men. Okay, so you're emasculated? You're a black man. Are you an emasculated creature? Because what black woman got your nuts in her purse? Because that's what you just said. You hold black women accountable for the emasculation of you. Cheap deflections and excuses from black women. Why I don't take the majority of black women seriously. And this was 10 months ago. Confronting the exploitation of black women. David Carroll collaboration on black women. Spiteful, vindictive, manipulative women, part 3 and 4. Response, Angie, random stuff to why pretty women date ugly men. Why I hold black women and the black churches accountable for the emasculation of black men. Part 1. Okay, so there's 2-parter. Why do black women give the best parts of themselves to undeserving men? Ray Rice knocks out fiance, the battles black women choose, the lack of black women's family structure. Okay, let's see. Let's go to Jeannie's page, huh? Let's go to the Jeannie B page. Let's see, and I have several. Well, not several. It's 3 several technically. I think it is actually. I think 3 is several. I don't think it's like 7 or something. I think it's like 3. Several YouTube channels. Got about 3. So on this YouTube channel, let's go to YouTube. YouTube. Let's click right here and go to. Oop, come on now. Oh, I'm looking at it right here. Oh no, sorry. I'm sleep is seeping. Okay, so history. No. I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for my channel. All right. Now on my channel, let's search N. Okay. Rundown on down low and low aptitude flip flop flashback. This is a video in response to low aptitude that was actually made, over a year ago. I actually had a discussion with somebody about this evening. This video is over a year old. I put this up again because Low Aptitude put up some video where he's saying the same stale shit, so I put up the same stale shit in response to his stale shit. And this here is me talking about your Lord and Master, Turtle Face, tampon tea bags. But is there this, big long list of videos from, hi, this is the Monkey Savage lady telling you all that you all need to go fucking riot today? Okay, how about just look up black. Black on Jeannie's channel. Got black anywhere? Let's see. Well, in my Stands and Stalkers, maybe you guys have mentioned black. Maybe mention colors here in my colors videos. Pink elephants, you get where I'm going here, right? Artist Walkthrough WonderCon. Here I'm responding to, these constant, suggestions that, there's something wrong with my hair that I love. My hair is awesome. Yeah, gosh, well, gee. Let's see, savage. I'm a savage. What is, I'm a savage monkey. I'm a monkey ass savage, or what was that? A savage, or walking on two legs. Savage, huh? Have I ever, have you seen me running around physically threatening people and threatening to beat people up, or, shoot folk, or, I seem to recall your Lord and Master making some video where he said that he would kill somebody if they took his YouTube away. I remember your Lord Turtleface saying something like he would, whoop on somebody's, when he met them, like, who was it? Was it, you niggas never meet me when I come out to see you, and I was in this town and I was in that town, and then people knew where I was, and none of these niggas came to see me, and da-da-da-da. He's not a savage. He's riding around from coast to coast posting videos to pick fights with people. He is not a savage. I am a savage because my daughter knows that you are an idiot, and she knows that Turtleface is a liar, and she knows that Hollowhead is a liar, and she's able to say, liar. Actually, like, she didn't even do that. She didn't even falsely accuse anybody. In my videos where my daughter and I are in them, and I or she is choosing to respond to things that have been said about us that are not true, we are not, she is not using these opportunities to say, hey, you adult by name, I heard that you said this particular quote about me, and my response to you, adult by name, is this to that particular quote. That's not the way it goes. If I were sitting here having a discussion with my daughter about shoes or Barbies or princess hats, then that'd be okay with you. If I have a discussion with her about the fact that there are lying, stalking sociopaths on the internet who attack families, and our family is one of those, if I discuss that with her, it's got to be a problem for you. For you. You who has no children, no spouse, no control over my life. You don't do anything that, I need to study or anything. I'm not looking to work in a boiler room, so I don't need to learn what you know. There's nothing, I don't think there's really anything that you can teach me except how to address an idiot without being too unkind, And believe it or not, as many times as I called you idiot, peanut head, stupid, slow on the uptake, all that, I could be meaner. I could be worse. I don't want to be. I don't choose to be. That's not in my soul. It's not in my spirit. I really don't, feel the need to completely demolish, your ego or your sense of self-worth. That's not what I'm here for. I'm actually just here to post my damn videos, okay? And you came over talking some stupid shit. And now, here we are, where I am responding to this. And after I respond to this, I'll be done saying what I got to say. If you have anything to say to me with it, that's fine. I won't be listening because I'm not, I'm not looking to hear it. Um, as you can see, like I don't, all these videos here, I couldn't tell you what's in them. I'd have to click on them. I don't bother you. You don't bother me. I don't bother you. That's good. But I'm going to respond to this because I feel that I should. All right, so we're picking up again at 2641. Let me look at my thing to make sure I'm still on the air and that my sound is okay. Yeah, okay, seems to be okay. All right. Okay, let me continue. For a woman who claims that they love their child so damn much, they're protecting a precious little baby, be the first one putting their child, their daughter, in direct danger. And as soft as bitchified as your husband is, he won't do nothing about it. Okay, what do you consider to be putting my child in danger? Making a YouTube video with her in them? Let's see. Here's a bunch of children's songs. David Faustino talking about a Married with Children spinoff. Let's look up, I guess, children. I'm going to turn up the kids. Look at kids. Kids. Let's see. Kids. Yeah, kids vlog. Why not? Yeah, kids vlog. Kids in the swimming pool. You know what? That's so funny. When I love swimming, I think this is the first video that comes up. So looking up kids blog, and I'm not looking at kids blog. I'm looking at kids blog. Yeah, it could be kids blog, whatever. Okay, so here we go. And here we go. And here we go. And here we go. And here we go. Are these children being put in harm's way because they're online? How is it that you're suggesting that my child is being put in harm's way? I thought that, Turtleface was not a harmful person. I mean, surely he's not a monkey savage, right? Because you'd be over there calling him a monkey and calling him a savage instead of calling everyone who disagrees with him a monkey savage, right? So, Turtle Dick is supposed to be this, awesome shining example of a parent, and I am a monkey savage because my daughter's in videos in harm's way. Okay, so when Turtleface puts his daughter in videos, is he putting her in harm's way? And have you discussed this with him? Have you talked to him about what a monkey savage he is for putting his daughter in harm's way? Or is he not putting his daughter in harm's way because you like him and that's your boyfriend? And I am putting my daughter in harm's way because I picked on your boyfriend, okay? And my daughter knows that your boyfriend is a lying, thieving, stalking, full of shit, idiot, just like you. Only, skip all the other shit. You just get the idiot. Your boyfriend gets to keep all the other stuff. What is it about, these children being here that is putting them in danger? Do you think that, I showed you this before, okay? And we're going to show you this again because you're slow. Teacher arrested, you guys. Remember that? Teacher arrested. Indiana. Teacher allegedly had sex with student 45 plus times 13 hours ago. Jake Robinson, 37, was arrested. Look at this asshole. Look at them eyes. You see that? That's that look in the eye. That's that look. That's that, I'm not all there. Pennsylvania teacher arrested for selling heroin. Sending my daughter to school is technically putting her in harm's way. You know what? Giving birth to her is technically putting her in harm's way. Did you know that? Maybe if you had some kids, you would know that. You would understand that, this is a world full of mammals, and mammals be trying to eat other mammals, and sea creatures eat mammals, and mammals eat sea creatures, and something be trying to, something going to try to eat your child, just like you try to, just like you might have some veal, maybe something might be trying to scale across a field and, throw your child in the bag and throw her on the barbecue pit, right? So this is what you do. You teach that child to recognize who her predators are. And you teach her, how to defend herself against her predators, And it's good if they know how to run. It's good if they know how to, hit. It's good if they got some horns and they know how to buck, It's good if they got some paws and they know how to scratch, right? You're suggesting, yes, that my daughter being in YouTube videos is putting her in harm's way. Why? When I'm making videos in response to your Lord and Master Turtleface, the greatest guy in the universe, how would I be putting her in harm's way? Huh? Who are you saying is willing to be harmful to my daughter? Would it be that person who hauled off and decided to call her a slut several times? Well, guess what? That person hightailed it across the country all the way to our neighborhood and still did not have the balls to approach us. So if you're trying to suggest that our daughter was being put in harm's way by making a video to your Lord and Master nice guy, then you're not making any sense. You're contradicting yourself yet again. Now, kids, yeah, kids vlog. Look at this, kids crying, scaring kids to death. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Are you going to go to this video and say, hey, you are a savage, beastly person. You're a beast walking on two legs. Savage monkey beast. Yeah? We're going to do that? Okay. Let's see. Spring break with our kids. Spring break with our kids. Look at, here's a little boy in a towel. There's a little boy in a towel. Oh my God. Anybody going to write a dumping water on kids prank? Anybody going to write any comments about the savage viciousness of these monkeys? Yeah? No. Yeah. Okay. Let's continue. I sat back and I watched the video where this is in your last apartment complex or whatever, and you were standing on top of a balcony, engaging in curse words with a crackhead who lived downstairs underneath you. If that wasn't bad enough, you asked yourself, you also had the nerve to go down to that apartment and proceed to lay hands on her. But here's the real kicker about all this. I could care less what you're engaging into. Bullshit. You can care. You see, no, you could possibly care less, dude, because you do care. You care about what I'm engaging in. Yes. Yeah, on my Crispy Blue channel, I had a video where I had filmed my crazy neighbor because my crazy neighbor had gotten to the point where her crazy ass was just terrorizing the building. Now, there was one video that you saw. There was actually a video that you saw that was if you're talking about this one, that was a compilation of several incidences where I taped this woman. There was one time where we were driving into the driveway and bringing our groceries home, and she's sitting outside talking her shit. So I turned on my camera. There's other times where she was talking her shit loudly and other people could hear it all outside the apartment, and we filmed that. We filmed this stuff for our apartment manager to be able to see. I put this up on YouTube because I had a YouTube channel and I let them see it. And I'm glad that channel is gone and that video is gone. And I had mentioned that before because I don't like contributing to World Star Hip Hop. We actually did just put that crazy bitch on just so that we could show our, building managers and owners what she was up to. That was not about going like, hey, look at this crazy bitch. We're trying to, get views off this crackhead. Now, this lady, was downstairs and she has children too. And she was downstairs yelling and screaming and doing all this crazy stuff and talking, and their kids are downstairs. I walk outside and I'm doing my talking. Now, my daughter at this time had a habit of walking around the house with one of our cameras, making little movies with her toys, making little movies with her dolls, making, little like films of herself talking in the mirror, making little tutorials that were fake, whatever. Like, I have a whole bunch of videos that my daughter has made that have never made it to YouTube. Isn't that interesting? Do you know? And you know what? You think I'm bullshitting, right? And I don't owe you shit. Anyway, I was gonna, click on my folders, but I don't want to show you fucking psychopaths too much on my desktop. But yeah, there's, plenty of videos that my daughter has made that don't even make it to YouTube because she's just been like, she was, she started playing with the camera maybe at like 4 and just made a whole bunch of videos, videos where she'd put the camera on the bed and jump up and down on the bed, and the camera is just bouncing all over the bed, and that's her video. So anyway, my daughter was walking around with the camera, and she was filming my interaction with this lunatic, one of many interactions with this lunatic. And I can cuss right now, and it doesn't necessarily need to sound unpleasant, because that's that's the kind of gift of gab that you're dealing with. I can say, shit, pussy, cock, motherfucker, and piss, and it doesn't sound that bad, does it? Now, why is it that, once again, your Lord Turtleface, when he's sitting there cussing and talking shit and on his little forum, and his daughter's in the room, that's not a problem for you. But it's a problem for you that I would address my nutty neighbor with my daughter present. Well, my daughter and I were upstairs. The crazy lady was downstairs. How is that putting my daughter in harm's way? My daughter was behind me, so that should the crazy lady run on up the stairs, like she has done before, if the crazy lady runs on up the stairs on another neighbor, she didn't run up on my ass, but she ran up on another neighbor, the next door neighbor. Next door neighbor actually ended up pulling out a can of tomato juice or tomato sauce and pouring it over the balcony into that woman's car. This was after we moved, because the lady had gotten evicted. There's a restraining order between her and one of the neighbors, and she decided that she wanted to come back. Yeah, we've had a few very terrible, horrible interactions with this woman, because she was, that type of person. She just would not let up. So, yeah, my baby was behind me, my baby's upstairs with me, and yeah, I am communicating with this fool. And she's sitting there talking about, you can't afford this or something like that or whatever. And the funny thing is, she was saying something about makeup or something like that, like Mac, you can't afford Mac. And I was like, that's so hilarious. I just collected all my recycling. Here you go. Let me pour all my Mac recycling down here for you. Here you go. Trifling bitch. I get this shit for free, Anyway, and I do. I have a good friend who works at Mac, and she kicks down because she has to keep a lot of product around, and she will often have things that she doesn't use. So I'll have things that I get and I'll keep them for years. Sometimes I'll use them, sometimes I won't. And I end up having a lot of, recycling. And I don't feel Mac will take your containers, I don't feel good taking the recycling back to Mac to get a discount for stuff that I didn't purchase. So I generally, just kind of keep it for when my other friend, Apple, comes over, and she can have them, and she goes to actually buy Mac, and she purchases her makeup. So I feel like it's good to kick down my friend with the coupons. Anyway, none of this is your business, but you're discussing what you saw in a video. So yeah, once again, you're trying to tell me that because I addressed my crazy neighbor in front of my daughter, that it makes me this terrible person. And I'm pretty sure that, let's see, the kids beat me up. Badass kids, Stan Rant vlog. Google Glass for kids, truth about their baby. Yeah, pretty sure a little investigation here could find, videos of kids who are doing a little cussing themselves, right? Aquini, in that video, did I tell my daughter to address the lady? I recall Aquini in that video, or in one of the segments, the lady was screaming about, fuck you and fuck your husband and fuck your daughter and fuck you and fuck you and fuck you. Okay, there's your savage, all right? She doing all that screaming and shit. Aquini, what you'll not find on any video or anywhere on earth is me screaming at her children, talking about fuck you and fuck your kids and fuck you and fuck your kids. Do you know, Aquini, that after that incident, sometime after that incident, during one of the incidences where, the cops ended up at our building because of this one woman and never anybody else in our building. It was a 8-unit building, and she was the only person that ever brought the cops there several times. One time when, she got her ass arrested, her kids were, staying with neighbors just randomly, If I'm this terrible person, this savage person, I don't know how this crackhead lady's child ended up being cared for in my home, and a dog. You don't know anything about me, you really don't. You don't know anything about me and, what I'm capable of or what I'm willing to do or, what my intentions are, but you're making these projections based on the fact that you are just pissed off that I made Turtleface look a fool. Because he is a fool. It wasn't that hard for me to do. Just like it's not that hard for me to do right now with you. Let's continue. But when you ask who was the one filming this, was it your soft, weak-ass, milk biscuit husband? No, not 1 second. It was that same precious little girl that you would have, I believe, in 2 different videos, filming this, watching all this ratchet-ass behavior go on. If that's not bad enough, you would have the same 9-year-old girl that you're protecting so much go downstairs with you, follow you with a camcorder as you proceed to push that door open and put hands on that crackhead bitch. Oh my God. You are a fucking asshole. And now I'm calling you an asshole because you want to call my husband, a biscuit, and you want to call him a baby. You want to say that her parents are stupid and we're not instructing her, and, that I'm this monkey savage. Let me tell you, you stupid fucking asshole. My daughter was not holding the camera. My husband was holding the camera. My daughter was not downstairs with me. My husband held the camera. I held the camera. We traded holding the camera when I went downstairs and she was down there and her little Jamaican boyfriend was there. And I went screaming in her face. Yes, I did. And I was going to put hands on her. Yes, I was. If she had laid a single finger or scratch on me, I was waiting for her to do it. You don't know anything about my interactions with this woman or the events that, allowed, the sequence of events that came before, that particular interaction. But let me tell you one thing that your dumbass is fucking lying about. My daughter was upstairs. She was not filming me screaming at this bitch, okay? My daughter was upstairs at that time in our home. We were downstairs. And was she upstairs by herself while her parents about to get into a fight with a crackhead? No. At that time, my good friend Apple that I just mentioned, that's not the one that gives me the free Mac. That's the one who gets the free Mac recycling from me. Are you paying attention, slow fuck? She was staying with us with her dog. She and her dog stayed with us for about 3 months in that apartment after she broke up with her boyfriend and she was getting her shit back together and getting herself situated into another apartment. I was dog sitting for her while she was at work during the day, and she was staying with us. So she was able to be in the house with my baby. And it's not that we, don't have other people over at different times, but, generally if we have company over, that's not the time to go downstairs and, deal with the building crackhead. So you just told yourself another lie was true based on your own fucking presumptions. You told yourself that my daughter responded to a grown man. And you told yourself that my daughter was downstairs and filming something that she wasn't downstairs filming. Great. Okay. So you're an asshole. Let's continue. Not stopping to think for 1 second that she'd have had some guy in there that pulled out a gun and start shooting the place up, and your innocent little daughter would have got caught in the crossfire. What would you have had to say about that then? I repeat, you dumb fuck. She wasn't downstairs at the time. And do you remember when you were talking about, oh yeah, you upstairs and who was filming this? My daughter was walking around with the camera. She had the camera in her hand anyway. We have several cameras in our house. We like cameras, okay? We take them whenever we go anyplace interesting. And there's lots of stuff, that we film that is cool that ain't got shit to do with you that you never motherfucking see. But you saw that video and you decided to pick and choose what you wanted to see and invent shit that isn't there, just like you did with my other videos.
Why did you let your daughter address a grown man? How come your daughter is downstairs? Somebody could show you.
You dumbass. She was not downstairs. I remember very well that day, okay? I remember telling her little boyfriend, who didn't show up too much after that, that my grandmother was from St. Anne's. You understand that? My grandmother was from St. Anne. You understand that? Understand that I'm not no motherfucking pushover. I'm not anybody's bitch. I don't need for my husband to be my ovaries, just like I'm not his balls, okay? Now, you just said my milquetoast husband, who was downstairs with me, at the door with me, while I was about to put hands on that bitch. He's the coward. He's the Oh, okay. He's the guy who was running and hiding. The guy who was right next to me. He's the guy who, okay, right. Yeah. No, not wrong. Missed it. You know, like, here's the thing, dude. You can think whatever you want about anybody on earth, including me, my child, or my husband. But it doesn't make you right. You are not right about him. You're not right about me. You're not right about my daughter. And you sure as hell are not right about Turtle Fuck. So once again, let's clarify, because we're dealing with Dunce Cap here, and he just wants to make up shit according to whatever makes him feel better. My daughter was already filming around the house during the incident where I'm upstairs and the idiot is downstairs, and she filmed that. My daughter was not downstairs with us when I was at the stupid bitch's door. Okay? Okay. Let us please move right along.
But you protected your daughter. But after the conflict breaks out, now your soft, weak-ass, milquetoast husband wants to bring his frail, fragile ass and try to break it up. Never one time he's checked you on this? If he actually gave a damn about that child, he would have told you a long time ago, don't you ever put my daughter in a dangerous situation like that, ever. No, he won't say that to you because he's a bitch.
So, once again, my bitch husband, who was already downstairs with me, he's a bitch. Okay. For having my daughter upstairs and for being downstairs next to his wife. Okay. Gotcha. Right. And he's a bitch for not getting involved in these petty squabs, which you scrubs on YouTube. He's a bitch for that. Okay. He's a soft and he's a milquetoast and he's moist and creamy and all that stuff. Okay. Says you. And who are you again? Some guy with no wife and no children and no prospects for miles. You gonna tell this man
that he's a bitch and he's this and he's that and he's that,
at the same time as you observing that he is right next to me in the middle of a screaming match with a crazy bitch who was giving problems to a whole building full of people for a series of years. Okay. Took us a while to, well, we moved, but it took us a while to get our little slumlords, to understand what they were dealing with when it came to this chick. And yeah, we did leave that building. This bitchified, moist, milquetoast, soft ass man got us up out of there when we realized that the people that put her in there were not going to get her up out of there. We decided to go ahead and move on up because we were able to at that point. That apartment was our second apartment after moving back to my home state from my husband and child's home state, which is Alabama, also my mommy's home state. And when we first moved back, we were living in a really small guest house in the back of someone's house because we were only willing to pay a certain amount. We are people who live beneath our means so that we can afford to travel when we want to, so that we can afford to get whatever we want when we need it, and to get what we want when we want it. But, the needs are most important. So we make certain that the resources are always there for our needs. My milk toast husband and my monkey savage ass, right? We make sure that the resources are always there. So we live beneath our means. When we first came back, we had a cap. And knowing, coming from Alabama and coming here, that we were going to, lose a whole lot in space and comfort. But, we have a plan, and we worked it. So when we were able, we moved out of the one place, we moved into this place. This apartment, actually, this one that we were living in, was an apartment that my other friend, um, fellow vocalist that, I've done a few shows with, she had moved out of that apartment. No. Yeah, she was living in that apartment with her friend. They moved, they disbanded their roommateship. She moved to the unit next door, and we moved to the unit next door to her. So when we first arrived there, I had this really good friend of the family who's kind of like auntie next door. And, me and the man and the babe are in our 2-bedroom, next to her, and she's in the 1-bedroom by us. So she ended up moving in with her boyfriend, who I'm very happy to say that I helped very much with the hookup with. Me and my nosy ass sticking my nose in people's business. Savage that I am. Should start a marriage counseling business or something like that, or not marriage counseling, but a little hookup, little matchmaking service, okay? Because I sure did bring these two people together that didn't know how to communicate with each other. I helped them with their little communication, and now they are happily married for, I don't know, how long have they been married now? For a couple years now. I'd have to look on her Facebook and see. And they had a lovely honeymoon in the Caribbean. And, I'm polishing my nails for that one because I'm so proud. Anyway, what sucked is I lost my good neighbor friend. So she ended up moving out, and another neighbor moved in, who's another cool lady. But this cool lady, was kind of a short fuse. She actually ended up going to jail because she kicked the crackhead in front of a cop. Isn't that interesting? These are the kinds of choices that people around me are making, right? These are not the choices that I'm making, but, according to you, all of my choices are rooted in my savage monkeydom, right? Okay. So, let's see. Let me need to check to make sure I'm still on. I am still on. Is my sound? Let's see. Let's drag out my syllables to see if they are choppy. No. Okay. Seems to be okay. All right. So, yeah. My friend moved, and we're still in this apartment. Lady moves next door. She's cool, everything's fine for a while until the people let these fools downstairs. And that's when I start referring to them as slumlords, because they let this lady in probably because she was on Section 8 or something like that. And nothing against like people on Section 8 or anything. I'm just saying that they were greedy and maybe didn't screen her well enough, and they let her in the building. And then she became this terrible fucking nightmare to everybody. And the several incidences that you saw on the video were just a fucking fraction. They're just a little, the interaction that you saw. Remember, I told you my neighbor, kicked the bitch. You know what? You might have seen that actually. We filmed that. Yeah, our neighbor kicked her while she was downstairs. And the funny thing, here we are upstairs by our house. The cops are down there by her, and we are over the balcony filming. But according to you, we're monkey savages throwing the kid over the balcony. Monkey savages, and my husband's, inside in the bathroom with the door closed, hidden and scared. Did it ever occur to you that maybe when my daughter was holding the camera and kept it rolling while I am, saying whatever I have to say to this screaming idiot downstairs, did it ever occur to you that maybe the man was at work? Okay, so yeah, he was at work. And then, those other times where you saw him in the videos, those were the times when he was not at work. Okay. And the time that you claimed that my daughter was downstairs, in Bullet's way, she wasn't. Okay. And the time that you claim that she addressed a grown man, she didn't. Okay. And the time that you claim that she should not have addressed being lied about by yet another person, why is it that you haven't addressed that person for lying about other people's kids? Why is it? See, adults, you're telling me, you're charging me, right, with this, with faulty parenting. And, I'm not an adult. you know, I'm not, I'm a savage. I'm this monkey savage, right? But the dudes that you like who are running around the internet attacking people and lying about children, they're not monkey savages. They're your friends. They're your reasons to go lol, ha ha, and hey, black woman, fuck you. I don't take any of you seriously. And why are you picking on my boyfriends? 5:48. Okay, it is 5:48. Let's see. This has been going for about an hour 15. Not too bad. I think I'm going to be able to get through this bullshit tonight. Okay, so what have we? Where are we? Right here. Okay. 28:29. More whining about shit that never happened from a Quiney, the cousin of no logic and uncommon stupidity. Let's go.
You know something? I know people. I know guys that are known for fucking people up. I know one guy specifically has a reputation for beating people's asses left to right. 6'4", 250 plus pounds, big dude, stocky.
I bet you do know a big old, stocky, 250-pound guy who beats people up. And I bet you're proud of that and you like hanging out with him and you think he's fucking cool. Who gives a shit?
This guy comes home one day and tells me the story. He's coming home to his building, and it's a couple of guys standing in front of his building, drinking, smoking, whatever. They start to proceed to talk shit to him. And as tough as this guy is, he knows that at any given time, even after they were issuing threats to him, he knows at any given time that he could lay their asses out. He could have put the fist and knuckle game in their ass, and that'd have been it. But even him, been able to use his brain rationally and realize what battles are worth fighting and which battles are worth walking away from. He understood that I had to put family.
Okay, now I'm gonna say this to you again, you fucking moron. Ugh. The lady moved into the building. This was not through any, decision that had anything to do with me and my husband. The lady began to act a serious fool with our neighbor next door. This had nothing to do with me and my husband. She started to act a serious fool with us. This had nothing to do with us and more to do with the fact that she is a raw human being who's operating on, very few nerves that are, like connected right. Okay. She also had recently had some gastric bypass surgery, this lady. So she was, dealing with some newfound confidence of not being as big as she was. She always want to talk about how good she looked and blah, blah. Oh, you know what? In that string of videos, did you see the one where she pulled down her pants and flashed her ass at the camera? Did you see that one? Did you see that one? Yeah. Okay. Well, this lady who's yelling, screaming, fuck your kids, this lady who's pulling down her pants and flashing ass at people, this lady who's sitting there staring at us while we're trying to put our groceries away. Okay. This lady who had, committed several offenses against several people in a small building full of, 8 folks, and the property management is not on site, and they're not really doing anything quick enough because they don't have to live with the bitch. My husband and I decide, like, well, okay, it's time to go. Like, let's go. All right. We decided to leave based on doing what was best for our family. And baby was homeschooled at the time as well. We were getting ready to put her in school, so we moved, somewhere that had better choice of schools. We love the schools that she has been to. You know, her elementary school is cool. Her middle school we love. They're perfect for her and her skills. They have specialized programs, you know, for what she is interested in doing. So, yeah, you know, none of this matters. You know, none of that matters to you. It doesn't matter to you that, you know, that you are fucking delusional and thinking that my daughter was downstairs filming when she wasn't. It doesn't matter to you that you're delusional and thinking that my daughter was addressing people that she wasn't. It is, you know, it doesn't matter that grown men, you know, talk shit about little kids. You don't care. That doesn't bother you at all. What bothers you is when little kids are able to respect themselves enough to know that they don't have to take shit from grown ass liars any more than they have to take shit from little liars, right? Okay, that's a problem. Another problem for you is that, you know, because you don't see more of my husband when it comes to these little petty, stupid, ridiculous YouTube arguments, that's an issue. You know, that's a problem. You know, something tells me that if I did make videos with my husband all the time, you'd be saying, and your husband's always sticking his nose in the black business, sticking his nose, right? Come on, dude. Come on. You can say soft, moist, juicy, creamy all motherfucking day. Do you know what that says to me about you? It says that you like to think about soft, moist, creamy, juicy men. And that's all you see everywhere you look. Soft, moist, creamy, juicy dudes and big, tall, buff, beat the brakes off you dudes. Please. And, you know, this isn't like, you know, I can't debate you, so I'm going to start to call you gay. You know, you know better than that. You know that, you know, that I can dismantle your languaging easily, that I can debate your points easily. I think that this video was made during a time when you felt like you had a whole lot of backup for your bullshit, didn't you? Because like I told you, your Lord Turtleface is a prolific troll, and you are one of his favorite people on YouTube. And he has helped you out. He's been in your comment section, giving you the utmost props. Agree, you're so funny. You're so smart. You're so funny and smart and funny and smart. All right, let's fucking continue this shit because I just really 29:26. Whew, I have got about 3 minutes to go of this tripe, and I'm so glad. And okay, 6 a.m. You know, it's another hour before I start getting the baby prepared for her day. So maybe if I can get through this in the next 6 minutes, I'll make that deal with myself. If I can get through this by like 6, maybe 6:05, then I'll go ahead and start with Low Aptitude's little offering. Okay, let's see. I can't hear you. Uh-oh, hold on. Wait a second. I can't hear the sound for some reason. Uh-oh. What happened to the sound? What happened to my sound? Hello, sound. What happened to you? Are you back? Are you back? Hello. Looking at my router, everything seems to be fine with my connection. Go ahead and close these windows just in case it's contributing. I doubt that it is, but let's close the windows. Okay, well, for some reason, it's doing its thing. Maybe we're having connectivity issues. Maybe this broadcast is about to end, and maybe, you know, the universe will decide for me that, look, okay, that's enough. That's enough of these assholes for right about now. Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe it's about time to let it go and move on to the next asshole. Oh, no, wait. Yeah, it's back. Okay. This guy comes home one day, tells me a story. Okay, yeah, I already heard that. Yeah, even this guy knew that somebody could do something. Okay, got it. Being able to use his brain, realize what battles are worth fighting, which battles are worth walking away from. He understood that I have my family inside this building. As a matter of fact, I don't even want these savages knowing where I live. So what I'm going to do is
I'm gonna humble myself. And this is what he told me. I had to humble myself because I wanted to beat their asses so bad you don't understand. But I had to humble myself.
You know what? That's all yours. You got that big man, all you. And I bet you did it like that too. You poked your lips out for him. You're like, you know what, big man? All you, big man. Bitch. I'm sorry. I just really, how much of this am I supposed to take without calling you a million bitches? Because this is really like the silliest shit. You sat here and, first of all, accused me of things that I did not do, which is why you have even fucking heard of me, you asshole. Because if your Lord Turtles, if your Lord Tampon Teabags could have taken his licks and just dealt with the fact that, hey, if you're going to make a million videos screaming that black women suck, then maybe one will come up and be like, hey, this is horse shit. And if he could just take his licks instead of, deciding to start lying about me so that I decided to start correcting him, you know, if you guys could keep your fucking story straight, you would not have to deal with my ass at all. Unfortunately, though, I'm dealing with a pit full of idiots who, go out of their way to insult people by being deceptive about them so that people have to correct them. And then they get caught up in this bullshit in the process of just correcting the lies that have been told about them. So you suggested that I've done things that I haven't done. You suggested that I've said things that I haven't said, that incidences have occurred that have not occurred. And then you're telling me that, your big bad boyfriend, he humbled himself and I'm this savage bitch, right? Even though you said, I don't know what happened with you and your neighbor. I don't want to get into it, and I don't know about your interactions, and I don't know, and I don't care to know, and I could care less about da da da. Like, bullshit, Aquini. Let me tell you what I could not possibly care less about. I could not possibly care less about, your dating mishaps, okay, that you like broadcast all over YouTube about. Ah, fuck, I went out with some bitch, she didn't like my ass again. Oh shit, I went out with another girl, she didn't like me either. And what's wrong with these bitches? Because, you like all these thugs and I'm quality because look at my shirt. Yeah, fuck you. You are an insufferable person to be around, really. You have to look up insufferable to see what that means. Insufferable. It's simple, like in, suffer, able, okay? Put those words together, look that up. That's you. You're tough to be around because you want to, you don't have any confidence. You have to steal it from the situation. You don't walk into the situation with your confidence. You walk into a situation going, how can I manipulate this situation so that I can feel confident in the situation, right? So you had enjoyed, for a long time. You and Turtles and people like you, Brains, y'all had a really nice run where you had run off women. You had, there were women who were scared to speak because of you. You're having a good time, thinking that these things that you have to say are important and helpful and that they're going to go unchecked, that you're going to just, mangle words and make shit up and call people stupid, or that you're going to, tell people you're not important because you don't have any views, look at my views and not have your, subscriptions checked for accuracy. You're thinking, that you're going to continue to just say these ridiculous things and pull them out of your ass and never be checked because your Lord and Master Tampon Teabags, worked really hard at trying to set up that atmosphere for you with his extreme trolling. But I am not an easily intimidated chick, am I? That's right, because I don't need to go and get a man to stand up and fight for me. And I don't teach my daughter that she needs to get a man to stand up and fight for her. And my husband is a man who married a woman who can speak for herself because he is so confident of a man that he does not feel intimidated by a well-spoken woman or an assertive woman or a woman who, can fight her own battles. That's what kind of manly man he is. My man is so much of a man that he does not have to kick me in the face and tell me what to do. He trusts me to make my own decisions. And if he didn't want me, he'd be with someone else. So if I were, if he were in some kind of oppressive situation where he weren't allowed to be himself, where I was snatching his balls every day, I think that after 10 years, in this marriage, he would have figured that out 11, going on 11. After 11 years with the same person, you think he would have figured that out and freed himself by now? I mean, hey, there are people who get divorced after 10, 15, 20, 30 years. I don't actually, you know what? I don't know about no 30-year divorce. Let's just do this just because it's fun to actually know what the fuck you're talking about. Let's see. Let's see if there's divorce in the news. Need divorce in the news today? Divorce. $1 billion Oklahoma divorce case not over yet, says oil man's ex-wife. Ooh. Oil man hams ex-wife to pursue divorce appeal despite cashing $975 million check. Gary Oldman's wife files for divorce. Here we go. That's interesting. Gary Oldman, actor. I don't know if you've seen. There was a vampire movie he did. Was it True Romance, where he did that horrible like guy who thinks he's black character? Like the character, was literally described as like, oh, Drexel or something, whatever his name is. He thinks he's black. Da, 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 da. Okay, and I liked Gary Oldman, but yeah, I mean, I've liked his performances before, but that wasn't one of his best. Anyway, this is a beautiful, smashing gown. I love it. She's tall too. Anyway, Alexander Edenbro, Gary Old's fourth wife, has filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. So after 7 years of marriage, yeah, divorce can happen after years. But we are not the type of couple who, first of all, this is our first marriage for both of us. First marriage for me, first marriage for him. This is not, it hasn't been my first like engagement. And not really his, really. Like, well, we both have ex long terms that we would have married if things had worked out and those were the right people for us, but it turned out that they just weren't the ones. That we are each other's ones. So, yeah, we've been together for, a good amount of time, and we check in with each other. We are open with each other. We're able to communicate our wants and our needs and our desires, as well as our gripes and our complaints and our, things that we don't like in general. But, the things that we complain about not liking are not qualities about each other. When we talk about what we don't like about each other, it's usually in a joking, jovial manner, like putting the toilet paper roll the way the other one doesn't like it, or, oh, I don't know. Yeah, God, it's me and my husband like each other. I mean, is that all right with you? I don't think it is. I think it's a problem for you that me and this guy like actually like each other. To the point where we trust each other and we don't feel the need to lord over each other, so that I don't feel the need to hold on to his balls and he doesn't feel the need to, put any sanctions on our mouth on when it's supposed to open and what's supposed to come out of it. I don't think that either one of us are stupid enough to marry somebody that we think that we have to police. Neither of us are stupid enough to marry somebody that we don't trust to be an adult who is able to make their own decisions. Anyway, I know that you don't know much about that because you don't have anything to compare. Because ain't nobody trying to be with you that long. Okay. So moving right along. Okay, let's go. And he takes a long route and walks around the block and waits for these savages because he had enough common sense up here to understand, as much as I like to fuck people up, I'm not willing to put my family in direct danger due to this shit. Of course, you don't think that. Of course, your husband doesn't think like that. Sit back and watching this. A lot of these females that back this bullshit up, that back up this psychopath. You've seen this shit yourselves. You know about it, but you choose not to say anything about this. Now, wait a minute. What do you mean a lot of you psychopaths that watch this and see this and you choose not to complain about this? I thought nobody watched me or listened to me. Aquini. Which is it? Are you bitching because people listen to me, or are you bitching because they don't? Bitch. Okay. Okay, let's go.
thoroughly look at that issue and say, you know what, something ain't right there. Because out of all the guys who've been running around making videos, talking about me, talking about Tommy, talking about whoever, there's never been a point in time where I've seen them actually sit down with their child and they made a video having their children addressing grown men. That doesn't make any sense. That's just not a rational move. It's fucking stupid.
Once again, this person who is calling me an irrational, stupid, savage monkey has such limited comprehension skills that he continues to suggest that things happened that did not happen. And the other thing that I would like to reiterate for this slow motherfucker is that if you have a problem with my child being able to have an opinion and speak it on a video about any particular subject matter, why then do you not have a problem with men who are supposed to be grown, who make verbal attacks toward children and lie about children and give them a reason to form these negative opinions of these adults that they may or may not choose to share, depending, on the permission of the parents. Okay. So you're insisting that my child needs to shut up, my man needs to speak up, and I need to mind my business, but I need to poke my nose in where you think it should be. But my husband needs to step in case anybody insults me or upsets me. He's supposed to step in and be my brains and my heart and my ovaries. Okay. And gee, and you're still single? And you're still single? Gee, wow. What a prize. Why is that?
So many people have a problem with you. Everything that they say about you is fact. You're a psychopath, you're an instigator, you're a diabolical two-legged freak. And you would be better off if
If you're quarantined in a straitjacket, rid the world of your fucking stupidity. You and your soft ass husband. Let me tell you something right now. Don't you ever bring that soft ass Milky Way mangina to my attention again, ever. Okay, hold on. Hi. Hi, Aquini. Wait, hold on. Let's do this right now. Okay, so let's see. We'll do this so that you can see it in the video. You can see it in real time. And you can read it later for posterity. Let's see. You told me not to ever bring up my husband again. So just to make sure that you understand that this is how the universe works, right? You don't command me, bitch. So not only am I going to bring him up, but I'm going to, tell you all of the wonderful things about my husband that you know absolutely nothing about, that you are not privy to, because it's none of your goddamn business, and we don't have anything to prove to you. I'm going to tell you, no, you know what? I'm going to tell you, one wonderful thing. One wonderful thing about this man. Yes. I'm going to tell you one wonderful thing about Mr. Soft, Creamy Biscuit. Okay. Yeah, taking forever. You know what? It might be easier to do it this way. Let's just go to Here? Yeah, it is here. Okay, cool. Alrighty. Let's see. Where were we? I don't know where I cut off. I don't know. This is why I like periodically check, to see if I'm still on, right? Because it cut off. So I have no idea where I cut off. But I just wanted to go ahead and finish this up and let Aquini know that him saying, "Don't you ever bring this up to me again," is just a surefire way to get me to bring it up. So yeah, a little reverse psychology worked right there, Queasy. Wow, maybe you're not as big a dunce cap as I thought. Because you surely you must have wanted me to bring my husband up, right? Because I can't think of any other reason why you say that stupid shit to me. Like really, you just described me as this crazy psychopath lady who's supposed to be in a straitjacket. I'm a savage. I need to be in. I'm a two-legged beast. I need to be in a straitjacket. I need to be removed from the world so that the world doesn't have to deal with me. I'm a horrible parent. My husband is a cream puff, and he's soft and he's moist, and my daughter is, just this poor, downtrodden child who has to deal with these crazy people for parents and all that, right? You said all that, and then you turn around and tell me, oh, and I'm this crazy person who doesn't know how to choose my battles, and like I don't know, like your big, tall, muscular boyfriend that you were talking to. I don't know to choose my battles wisely and humble myself like this guy. And then you're gonna turn around and tell me, "Don't you ever?" and expect me to listen? Boy, you are not a smart man. And it upsets you, okay? And it's only going to get worse. You are going to be, if you're lucky, twice this age and twice as stupid and twice as angry, you know? And I feel sorry for the people who are going to continue to listen to you do twice as much bitching about how, chicks don't want to hang around with you. Moron. Anyway, okay, so finishing up. I know I can finish this. The importance of life on a massive level. I've lost a massive level of respect for you, and your husband is one of the guys I have absolutely no respect for, and it ain't got nothing to do with the color of his skin. And as I said before, and if you females ever brought around, what, you got a problem with what I say? Y'all got a problem with what anybody else says? But y'all back this shit up. Y'all wonder why your agendas don't get met? Because you don't have a point. There's no reason for anybody to take you seriously because you sit back and you support foolish behavior. You support deadly, dangerous behavior. But then y'all want to talk about children and all this other nonsense. Y'all full of goddamn shit. Let me end this off right here. Because if you watch my channel before, then I'm going to say this stupid tagline. Okay. All right. So. All these people watch me and agree with me, but nobody watches me. And I stick my nose where it shouldn't belong, but I should be advising young men not to bother turtle face. And you're accusing me of saying things that I don't say, doing things that I don't do. You're accusing my child of saying things that she hasn't said and doing things she hasn't done. You're accusing my husband of being a person that he is not. And you're telling me that I better not. And you have no respect for him. And what makes you think that he gives a shit? Really? You don't think that, do you? You might, because you're just that dumb. Okay, so that's it. I'm done responding to that, and I did not finish it by 6:05. So I'm not going to get into low aptitudes little thing right now. I'll start another one maybe later on after I get a nap. It's almost time to get the household going. So yeah, there you go. There's my response. And have a nice single life. Oh, I guess I'll check this out while I'm on. Small J 000 has been all night. I don't know what he wants. I don't understand. See, this guy, I guess I'll just, why don't I finish this up by addressing this person, this small J. He had responded to a Divine Mommy, I think is Bigotry Free's current channel name. He responded to a video. He made some video to her. He put her name and my name and Miss Archduchess and some other women in some list in the comment section. I watched the video and I asked him, why am I here when this isn't addressed to me? He said he was going down the list. I said, what list? He didn't have an answer for what list he was talking about. Then he decided that he, let's put up something more pleasant. Let's put up like, let's look for something cool, like, let's look at I've seen all the winter collections. Let's look at the spring and summer. Okay, let's look at, I already saw Mashino's actually. I will put up, oh, Iris, yes. Iris Van Herpen. Okay, so let's watch Iris Van Herpen. Oh, this is like a fan video. This isn't a real one. Okay. Let me look up Iris Van Herpen then, the spring, summer, and maybe I can find something cute. Or just an Iris Van Herpen show. Not that. Doesn't matter if it's this year's. Oh, look at that. Okay. Oh, get into it. The art, my people. Let's see. Van Herpen, Iris Van Herpen, Couture 1314. Okay, let's play this while I talk about this bullshit with Small J. Okay. So, let me make sure I'm still on. Yes, I am. All right, so anyway, yeah, Small J, I go, why am I here? He's like, I'm running down a list. I'm like, what list are you talking about? Dude likes to scream about feminists. I'm not a feminist. Being an outspoken or well-spoken or strongly sentimented woman doesn't make me a feminist. Being sure of myself and able to defend myself does not make me a feminist. This dude wanted to lump me in with Bigotry Free's feminism, and I guess he was lumping Miss Archduchess in with that too, even though I don't know that Miss Archduchess has ever mentioned that she is a feminist. So Small J, he does all this yelling and screaming about feminism and shit and whatever. It ain't got shit to do with me. He says, oh, I'm going down some list. I don't know. He never got around to whatever it was that his list was or why I was on it. But, next thing I know, he is picking up other people's insults. He's, joining Low Aptitude, Sirloin, who else? Like, oh yeah, and Jemima. Uncle Jemima, Sirloin, Low Aptitude are all having their shits and giggles, doing their little like boys club team up. Let's talk shit about this woman. Let's call her ugly a million times because that's going to make her go away and make us not stupid. So he starts picking up these guys' language to insult me, my family, talking shit about me, talking shit about my husband. I don't know that he ever, insulted my daughter directly, but he did do the same thing that these other guys have been doing, make these suggestions that, something happened with my daughter that did not happen, making suggestions that something was said by her that wasn't said by her or done by her that wasn't done by her. They're trying to cling to, the fact that they believe that Turtleface is an honorable person, when I don't know how many times the man has to be caught lying about people, stalking people, denigrating people, threatening people. I don't know how many times he has to be caught before you idiots at least just shut the fuck up when it comes to people just defending themselves. Just let people defend themselves and leave it alone. No, you got to bring your dumb ass over and try to tell me that you know better than me about my own experiences and about who I am. You know, because you guys are so out of fucking control. So he's in the TRS chat, and do I show up in the TRS chat and go, hey, you know, so and so fuck you, and hey, so and so fuck you, and hey, you fuck you? I don't do that. I go and I listen to the topic. Sometimes I will respond, oh yeah, you know, oh, here's an article about that, or I've had that experience too, or oh my God, this person on the phone that I do not like, you know, and this is why. You know, it's not like I don't like him because I don't like his face. I don't like him because he's a black man. No, I don't like these assholes because they're fucking assholes who don't know how to, you know, have a respectful disagreement with a person. If they disagree with a woman, it means that they have to, you know, completely insult her, her children, her husband, her looks from head to toe. You know, they cannot have an argument where they disagree with people and allow that to be civil. Can't do it. Okay. So this guy, this, you know, small J 000, go into the TRS chat, and he would, you know, come up, hey, pink dick sucker, you know, just stupid shit. Like, and picking up on low aptitudes languaging, sirloin's languaging, Jemima's languaging, you know, gloating about them insulting me, using their insults toward me. I am a person who, I mean, it's, you know, what's so fucking funny, like when I respond with like calm, when I respond with humor, I'm accused of being a devil bitch. When I respond in kind, I'm accused of being a racist. If I respond with humor to the fact that, you know, some person wants to walk up and talk to me about their imaginations about my husband's penis, and I go, okay, well, you know, you like to talk about dicks a lot, I'm supposed to be a problem. People are telling me, hey, why do you even bother responding to these guys? And, you know, I have people telling me, you know, you better not. We can say all that we want to say, but you better not. Come on, you guys. So yeah, the small J, he's in the chat room, in the TRS chat room, saying all kinds of stupid shit. I show up just to listen to the show and speak on the topic. He comes to talk shit to the women. This has been pointed out several times. You know, Tyrone had pointed this out several times. You say this to these women, you talk shit to these women, you do this. Okay. Then the fucker, you know, wants to get upset when I respond to him with similar energy. These guys, like, you know, they'll walk up to you, they'll come up to your channel and they'll go, hey, you know, you bed wench, ugly, bald-headed, fat. I've been called fat and skinny. You ugly, bald-headed, fat, skinny, old, stupid, savage, monkey bitch. Hey, you. I don't like you, and I don't like what you're doing, and you're not supposed to say shit if anybody says anything about you. And when I speak, it's all hell, you know. I'm the worst person in the universe. You guys are up here talking about how you want to screw each other's children, how you want to screw each other's mothers. You're talking about telling each other to suck each other's phalluses. You're telling each other that, you know, you ain't shit, you live in a row house. You ain't shit, you got 20 kids you can't take care of. You ain't shit, nigga, you the ugliest nigga on YouTube. Nigga, you ugly, you ugly, you ugly. For me to respond is supposed to mean that I hate black men. I'm responding because my husband is sitting next to me telling me to. That's not the case, you guys. That's not the fucking case. Why don't you just accept that everybody doesn't like everybody? That there's some people who don't like And you know what? Maybe, just maybe some of them have good reasons, maybe not, but maybe some of them do. Good morning, gorgeous girl. All right, my baby is up, and I'm going to put this down because it is time. So yeah, Small J and all the other weirdos, I don't know what the fuck you want from me. I really kind of don't care. I just want to be able to, use YouTube in peace and not have my channels flagged by stalking sociopathic liars who pick on people's children. All right? Peace out.